everyone, and welcome to another Northeast Living. I'm Mark Jennings. During nice weather, we all love to be outside, but for many people, the yard could be a catastrophe. That's where the experts at Connecticut Homescapes can help.
Connecticut Homescapes is a full-service landscape construction company. We do design and installation of many types of landscape installations, specializing in outdoor living spaces. What we did today is we removed an old existing bluestone patio that's been here for 15 years, and we replaced it with a brick paver patio, approximately 500 square feet. And with the new patio, we included a sitting wall, a pillar, which will contain a light, and a outdoor fire pit. Here we installed one along the sitting wall, between 3 and 4 feet away. I installed it a few years ago for a customer, and he said that his 3 boys love to ski and skate and play in the snow a lot, and they'd get wet and cold. So he'd start the fire up, and sitting on the wall, they'd stick their boots up on the stones like this and dry their feet. So this is called a sitting wall. We install this on the borders. Can probably sit 15 people. So when you have that party, you don't have to pull all the chairs out of the house or lawn chairs out of the shed to fit everybody on it. What we're in the process here of doing is installing this weeping Serbian spruce behind the sitting wall that's adjacent to the patio. I designed this in because the houses here are just a little close together, as you can see, and this is going to add a little privacy. A lot of homeowners now, you have a home that's 20, 25 years old. The concrete stoop in front of your house looks aged. What we do is resurface them. So we keep the existing landing, and we apply 2 products. We apply a bluestone landing, and then what we do is we resurface the kick plate and the sides with a thin stone product. That's real stone, actually cut thin. I've been in the nursery business for 30 years. I started when I was 16. My dad dropped me off at his best friend had a garden center, and I wanted to buy a car, and he said, you have to get a job. So I jumped in his car and he dropped me off, and from there on I've been in the same business for my entire life. Kevin's been with me, working with me for probably the last 10 years. He's an excellent stone mason, great building walls and patios, consistent worker, and a great guy. Hey, Kevin, put the water down and get back to work. It's only 97 degrees today. Kevin can get 1 or 2 breaks a day, that's it. As creative director, what I enjoy the most is going into like this location, is walking in and listening to the customer, finding out what they need, and then being able to visualize what it will look like a week after we arrive. And that's what happened here. The customer was amazed that within a short process, we revamped the entire yard.
We started out with a pickup truck, a rake, a wheelbarrow, and a shovel. And then obviously starting terrestrial on the ground, working our way up through residential design into heavy highway and commercial. We started specializing in rooftop gardens on top of buildings. One of the recent ones we completed was the Smilow Cancer Center at the Yale Hospital on the 9th floor. An absolute beautiful amenity space for people who aren't feeling well.
And who doesn't love a beautiful garden, right?
That's what gardening is all about.
Right.
Creating an amenity space that does something for you, gives you peace of mind and well-being.
I want to walk around a little bit, so show me around, shall you?
Yeah, well, you want to start with the kitchen?
Yeah.
I thought so.
A beautiful outdoor kitchen space. Now this is fantastic, Scott.
There it is, with the herbs and everything right next to it for cooking.
And Scott, you'll coordinate everything. You need a special gas line for it versus putting tanks, everything.
Just the geometry of putting it all together so it's all balanced and fits into this space. It's not any different than designing an interior kitchen.
I believe any well-appointed garden design should have some element of water. And although I can't have a pond, you can have water.
The sound effects and the visualness of the water, all contained in a pondless environment.
So it's going into a base and it's coming back up and...
Just recirculates. You can actually come here and purchase fish. We'll put it in a plastic bag and send you home to your pond. They just put crayfish in here. They're probably hard to see.
Oh my God. I'm in the bag at home. I always say, Scott, if God gives you lemons, make lemonade, right?
Or put in variegated Solomon seal.
There you go. Great texture. We got a lot of color over here.
One of my favorites right here, Mandevilla. This has a lot of impact, especially climbing on a trellis or a pergola.
If you want to attract hummingbirds, this is how you do it.
Check this one out. Are you familiar with mimosa?
Oh my God.
It's a chocolate mimosa. They call it the silk tree.
Wow.
So this is just one of the unique items that we actually have here. Let me bring you back here. The nursery goes on and on and on. We want to make you successful when you leave. If you're not successful, you didn't have a good experience and the gardening experience will fail you. We don't want that to happen.
Now I need a little fencing. Can you set me up with that?
You know what? I certainly can. Let me bring you to the fence store.
Whether you're adding an area that needs some privacy from a neighbor, or whether you're enclosing a play area, or even a swimming pool for safety, you come here.
A lot of companies or manufacturers are using recycled plastic when you go with color.
So not only are you getting an aesthetic, beautiful color that is unique other than white, but you're also doing something good for the environment. What else do you do besides the traditional fencing?
We do architectural fencing, corner pieces, the end of people's driveways, landscape features, plant features, pergolas, arbors.
All right, let's not forget about the kids. There's also jungle gyms as well.
There is.
And these kids are enjoying this for a long time. It's just not a little swing set, right?
Time warranty, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna do the slide, but before I do that, I have to thank you so much because Winterberry has been a real great experience.
Thanks, Mark, for stopping in.
My pleasure.
Well, summer's here, and finally, it's time to get back into the gym, right? Well, it's probably been a few years or maybe a few decades for some of you since you've been here. You may be a little intimidated by the whole thing. Well, don't worry. I'm going to make it a whole lot easier for you. All right, so Monica, so many people come to the gym, really basically any age. You got people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s and 60s. What is it they have to know about the equipment when they walk in here?
It's all about using it properly and learning how to use it so that you don't injure yourself.
Well, let's talk about that, the importance of having a personal trainer at least take you through the gym and get you oriented.
I completely agree. Even if you only meet with a trainer once.
Let's talk about stretching. So many people are confused. They don't know, do you stretch before? Do you stretch during? Do you stretch after? What's the answer?
For the most part, you want to stretch after you're warmed up. Well, you want to hold the stretch itself for at least 20 seconds. But your stretching routine should be about 5 to 10 minutes.
You know, so many people go to the gym dehydrated.
The right thing to do is to make sure you're hydrated before you work out. You also want to drink while you're working out to make up for anything that you've sweat out, and you want to drink afterwards.
All right, so there's free weights and there's machines, and then there's machines that you put free weights on. So what's the difference?
The difference is when you're using a machine, the machine kind of guides what range of motion and what angle your body's going to be at. So you don't really need to think as much. Then when you get into free weights, you have to control the form a little bit more. I would say start with machines and eventually progress to dumbbells.
You go into a gym and it seems like there's like hundreds of pieces of cardio equipment and there's always new stuff. And with all these buttons, all these gadgets, it seems so confusing. What's the answer?
You can always start with the quick start button or with a manual option. As long as you're getting your heart rate up, you're getting your cardio in. And you can always play with the different settings once you're comfortable with the machine. I would never recommend using the fat burn option, but working through your heart rate zone and making sure you're getting it up.
Two things that everybody wants to know. How do they lose their gut and how do they lose weight? What's your recommendation?
It's got to be a combination of lifting weights and cardio.
So the spot training doesn't work. The idea of working this is going to make the fat burn here is a total myth.
No, you're going to lose fat all over your body, and it depends on your genetics, where you're going to lose it first, where you're going to lose it more. But if you keep with your cardio plan, you will eventually lose enough to see all the work you're doing.
So if you're new to working out, you haven't been to the gym for a while, and you go to the gym, how many days a week do you recommend people start, just to get started?
You want to at least do 3 days a week. If you are strength training, you just want to be careful not to do the same muscle 2 days in a row.
That's great information to know before you go to the gym. We're going to take a short break, but before we do, I have a fun trivia question for you. Which country drinks the most coffee? Do you think you know? Stick around and find out right after the break. Welcome back to Northeast Living. So, do you know which country drinks the most coffee? Although the U.S. imports almost a third of the world's coffee, on a per capita basis, Norway drinks the most coffee, almost 3 times more than the U.S. Wow, right? Here in Connecticut, there's a place that imports, roasts, and sells some amazing coffee. Take a look. Coffee is best when it's pure, so let's learn all about the Pure Coffee brand, and we have Bea and Rich here, who are owners of this fantastic Colombian coffee. And congratulations, because you guys are expanding not just in Connecticut, throughout the country.
Yes, we are.
Bea, you're not just a pretty face behind the great commercials. Tell me a little bit about your role with this company.
Okay, I'm a coffee importer and I'm from Colombia, and 75% of the coffee that I import to this country is from my country. Colombia is the second largest coffee producer in the world, so I'm proud to be a Colombian and bring the excellent coffee from my country to the United States.
Wow, wow, delicious. Totally purified.
But we also have flavors as well, hazelnut, French vanilla, and we're expanding our horizons into other blends. Down the road, it will be espresso and breakfast blends. So yeah, we're looking to try to have everybody give it a try and then see if there's something that they like.
And it really does transport you, so it's a wonderful, wonderful blend, and it's quite a treat for me, so thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So if people want to try your coffee for free, there is a way of doing that, right?
Absolutely. You can go to our website and you can see our list of events of where we're going to be, and you can come and try a free sample of our coffee.
And the website is?
www.purecoffeebrand.com.
Over the last 90 years, I think it all starts with the family environment that we create in our company. Wouldn't have gotten this far certainly without my grandfather, Israel Hoffman, who started the company in 1921 in New Hartford, Connecticut. And in fact, if you go out to New Hartford today, you'll see on the green there a Hoffman Hardware, with 2 N's, however. And right out of that place there, he started a Model T Ford dealership. And from there, my father came into the company in 1946, joined his father, starting out with the Ford franchise, getting involved as an Oldsmobile dealer as well. And I think it all starts with the family values that we set in that family culture.
The investment that our family made in these facilities is so important for our clients out there, because we want it to be an incredible experience for them when they come into our dealerships, or whether they're even shopping us online or making a phone call into the dealerships. Comfort is important. Our clients actually come for service now. They want to stay. It's a good experience. The community has given so much to our family for 4 generations, the last 90 years. We've always said, you know what, let's give back. Let's do something for them that's of significant importance. You'll see our names on the dealerships, but what makes us even more excited is when we see our names in different areas of our community where we've made a difference in people's lives.
For the grand reopening of our 10 dealerships, which is known as the Hoffman 10, we have focused on a charitable organization to celebrate opening our new dealerships, as well as celebrating the organizations that help us in our community. We are targeting various arts organizations in our community that need our support, that cover the gamut from performance to education.
We're very excited that on June 23rd, we're about to open the last of our 10 dealerships. The Ford franchise really has been the foundation for our company's success. It's led us get to where we are today, to be able to make this type of investment in our employees, in our facilities, and in the greater Hartford community at large.
It's really the whole package, that Hoffman's just not a brand for cars, it's a brand for value in the way to conduct business each and every day and to be a good citizen in the community.
My family has made it very important to be involved in many philanthropic organizations. The Hoffman family's commitment to give back to the community is a legacy that I will continue in the future.
Today's kitchens are bigger than ever, but what if you have a small kitchen space? How do you take your small kitchen and give it a big impact? Well, you'll be surprised that it's a lot easier than you think. Let's start with counter space. Counter space is an important part of your real estate when it comes to any great kitchen design. It's important to only have out what you need and when you use it. Also, if you are going to have things on your counter, consider putting them on a tray. A tray allows you to move it out quickly and move it back just as quickly as pulling it out. Also, yesterday's TV are obsolete. Today, the internet is so easy and accessible on any kind of devices. This allows you to have internet access to watch any shows or also look up any wonderful recipes. Let's talk about cabinet space. Well, the key to having great cabinet space is maximizing your cabinet space. So, shelvings can be added for that added bonus. Also, stackable bowls are also a wonderful idea. This maximizes your space and also still gives you plenty of services to use. Now, if you think that's a great idea, I have even more. Cutting boards come in a variety of different sizes. Find an extra large cutting board and put it over a sink. That gives you that much needed added space when you're in a pinch. Now, if you think those are great ideas, I'm not done yet. So, instead of an eat-in kitchen, I've created a sitting area. This sitting area allows my guests to also be part of my conversation to them while I'm preparing a meal. I added a wonderful table for drinks and hors d'oeuvres. I defined the space with a great area carpet. So this space is a total home run. Now, remember those old armoires? Well, many people are no longer using them for their television. But here's a great idea. I use them in the kitchen. They're perfect because they're nice and deep and allows you the opportunity to store all your stemware, your china, plates, and even appliances. It's tucked away, it's decorative, and functional. So, you might not have a big kitchen space, but you can have some big ideas.
Hi, my name's John Butler. I'm from Butler Power Equipment. We have customers that come in with all different types of needs, all different size lawns. We have a piece of equipment to match their needs. How do you want to spend your time this summer? I'm going to show you a Husqvarna zero-turn mower that will cut your time in half versus a traditional tractor. I'm here with Barbie. Now, would you believe Barbie's never been on a mower before? Within a matter of minutes, she'll be cutting this lawn, and it'll look beautiful when she's done. So I'm going to show her some of the basics before we start. First thing you have to do is be in neutral, both arms out. Brake on, throttle up, turn the key. So how was it?
Quick and easy.
And that's my point. You did a great job. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You can use a mower like this and get your lawn done in half the time. Now we have plenty of time to enjoy the day.
Welcome back. Summertime's approaching, and that means vacations. I found out about 2 island destinations that maybe aren't on your map, but should be. Check it out. I'm here with Yuri to learn all about Antigua. Tell me a little bit about this amazing island in the Caribbean.
Well, Antigua is in the heart of the Caribbean.
It has 365 beaches, one for every day of the year. We were a traditionally British country, and we celebrate our 30th independence celebrations this year. And just one of those amazing islands, great accommodations, the food to die for. It's the friendliest people, lots of amazing adventures.
And now there's another island that is not far away, I understand 15 minutes away.
Well, Barbuda is Antigua's sister. They're sister islands, they're actually it's a twin island destination, same state, and Barbuda only has 1,500 people.
Wow, so small community like.
Very small community, everyone knows each other, and it has the most amazing beaches. Antigua is known for great beaches. Barbuda's beaches are over the top. Pink sand. It's a film of pink sand on top of the white sand. So it's white and pink sand.
I've never seen pink sand before.
Amazing. Great texture. You know,
Great
you walk
texture.
on this is like an exfoliant. An eco-pedicure is what you get after walking on the beaches of Barbuda.
That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the caves that you have.
Oh, the caves at Two Foot Bay, amazing. They are, I would say, it's like a two-story building with a blowhole. So you can go rock climbing and then get to the top of these caves. There were Arawaks in Barbuda, and that's where they live. There's still some of the lithographs and some of the writings on the insides of these caves.
Now you're from Antigua. What is it like each time you get off that plane and you arrive in paradise?
I say to people, if I fly over Antigua 100 times, I still get the same thrill. Barbuda, on the other hand, same thing. A helicopter brings you right onto the property of the Lighthouse Bay.
15 minutes though.
15 minutes.
You're up.
And you see where you're going, and you can see that spot like a James Bond movie, and that's where you're
The
going to
land.
land. And and you get off, and the welcome party from the Lighthouse Bay, they're there to greet you. There's nothing like it.
So 2 islands, one word to describe it, paradise. I'm there, I'm packing my bags.
Let's do it.
And that does it for another Northeast Living. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you stay tuned for Cars.com's On the Road, coming up to you next. Goodbye, everyone.